The domain name bitcoin.org was registered on 18 August 2008, 20, on October 31, 2008. A link to a paper authored by Satoshi Nakamoto titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was posted to a cryptography mailing list. Nakamoto implemented the Bitcoin software as open source code and released it in January 2009. Nakamoto's identity remains unknown. On January 3, 2009, the Bitcoin network was created when Nakamoto mined the starting block of the chain, known as the Genesis block. Embedded in the coin base of this block was the text "The Times January 3, 2009 Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks." This note references a headline published by The Times and has been interpreted as both a timestamp and a comment on the instability caused by fractional reserve banking. The receiver of the first Bitcoin transaction was Cypherpunk Finney, who had created the first reusable proof-of-work system, ARPAW, in 2004. Finney downloaded the Bitcoin software on its release date, and on January 12, 2009 received 10 Bitcoins from Nakamoto. Other early Cypherpunk supporters were creators of Bitcoin predecessors, Wei Dai, creator of B-Money, and Nick Szabo, creator of BitGold. In 2010, the first known commercial transaction using Bitcoin occurred when programmer Laszlo Hanyecz bought 2 Papa John's pizzas for 10,000. Blockchain analysts estimate that Nakamoto had mined about 1 million bitcoins before disappearing in 2010 when he handed the network alert key and control of the code repository over to Gavin Andresen. Andresen later became lead developer at the Bitcoin Foundation. 33. Andresen then sought to decentralize control. This left opportunity for controversy to develop over the future development path of Bitcoin, in contrast to the perceived authority of Nakamoto's contributions. 2011 to 2012. After early proof-of-concept transactions, the first major users of Bitcoin were black markets, such as Silk Road. During its 30 months of existence, beginning in February 2011, Silk Road exclusively accepted Bitcoins as payment, transacting 9.9 million in Bitcoins, worth about $214 million. In 2011, the price started at 30 cents per Bitcoin, growing to $5.27 for the year. The price rose to $31.50 on June 8th. Within a month, the price fell to $11. The next month it fell to $7.80, and in another month to $4.77. In 2012, Bitcoin prices started at $5.27, growing to $13.30 for the year. 36. By January 9th the price had risen to $7.38, but then crashed by 49% to $3.80 over the next 16 days. The price then rose to $16.41 on August 17th, but fell by 57% to $7.10 over the next 3 days. The Bitcoin Foundation was founded in September 2012 to promote Bitcoin's development and uptake. On November 1, 2011, the reference implementation Bitcoin Qt version 0.5.0 was released. It introduced a front end that used the Qt User Interface Toolkit. The software previously used Berkeley DB for database management. Developers switched to LevelDB in release 0.8 in order to reduce blockchain synchronization time. Citation needed. The update to this release resulted in a minor blockchain fork on March 11, 2013. The fork was resolved shortly afterwards. Citation needed. Seeding nodes through IRC was discontinued in version 0.8.2. From version 0.9.0 the software was renamed to Bitcoin Core. Transaction fees were reduced again by a factor of 10 as a means to encourage microtransactions. Citation needed. Although Bitcoin Core does not use OpenSSL for the operation of the network, the software did use OpenSSL for remote procedure calls. Version 0.9.1 was released to remove the network's vulnerability to the Heartbleed bug. Citation needed. 2013 to 2016. In 2013, prices started at $13.30, rising to $770 by January 1, 2014. In March 2013, the blockchain temporarily split into two independent chains with different rules due to a bug in version 0.8 of the Bitcoin software. The two blockchains operated simultaneously for 6 hours, each with its own version of the transaction history from the moment of the split. Normal operation was restored when the majority of the network downgraded to version 0.7 of the Bitcoin software, selecting the backwards compatible version of the blockchain. As a result, this blockchain became the longest chain and could be accepted by all participants, regardless of their Bitcoin software version. 40. During the split, the MTGOX exchange briefly halted Bitcoin deposits, and the price dropped by 23% to $37.40.41. Before recovering to the previous level of approximately $48 in the following hours. The U.S. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, FinCEN, established regulatory guidelines for decentralized virtual currencies, such as Bitcoin, classifying American Bitcoin miners who sell their generated Bitcoins as money service businesses, MSBs, that are subject to registration or other legal obligations. In April, exchanges BitInstant and MTGOX experienced processing delays due to insufficient capacity, resulting in the Bitcoin price dropping from $266 to $76 before returning to $160 within 6 hours. The Bitcoin price rose to $259 on April 10th, but then crashed by 83% to $45 over the next 3 days. On May 15, 2013, U.S. authorities seized accounts associated with MTGOX after discovering it had not registered as a money transmitter with FinCEN in the U.S. 4849. On June 23, 2013, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration listed 11.02 as a seized asset in a United States Department of Justice seizure notice pursuant to 21 U.S.C. 881. This marked the first time a government agency had seized Bitcoin. The FBI seized about 30,000 in October 2013 from the dark web website Silk Road, following the arrest of Ross William Ulbricht. These Bitcoins were sold at blind auction by the United States Marshals Service to venture capital investor Tim Draper. Bitcoin's price rose to $755 on November 19 and crashed by 50% to $378 the same day. On November 30, 2013, the price reached $1,163 before starting a long-term crash, declining by 87% to $152 in January 2015. On December 5, 2013, the People's Bank of China prohibited Chinese financial institutions from using Bitcoins. After the announcement, the value of Bitcoins dropped, and Baidu no longer accepted Bitcoins for certain services. Buying real-world goods with any virtual currency had been illegal in China since at least 2009. In 2014, prices started at $770 and fell to $314 for the year. 36. On July 30, 2014, the Wikimedia Foundation started accepting donations of Bitcoin. In 2015, prices started at $314 and rose to $434 for the year. In 2016, prices rose and climbed up to $998 by January 1, 2017. Release 0.10 of the software was made public on February 16, 2015. It introduced a consensus library which gave programmers easy access to the rules governing consensus on the network.